Hey everyone, it's Karen from Mayfly Life. Today I'm doing something a little different. I'm making one of my Christmas treats that I've been making every year pretty much for a nice little candy sweet treat. It's called Almond Roca. And I'm just gonna show you what I do to make it, and I can provide you with a recipe that I use, which is, I'll tell you something, very yummy. I eat it limitedly because of my diabetes. I only have it as a treat once in a while, but it's mainly for family and friends. And you can also make this by giving it to family and friends as a gift for Christmas, a homemade gift. So here I've got a pot sitting on my my element here on my stove, and I'm going to turn it on to probably medium, and I'm going to add 1 cup of real butter. You can't use margarine because of the fats in it. You need actual real butter for this. So that's 1 cup there, which is a half a brick of my from my package of butter. I'm also going to add 1 1/4 cups of sugar. I have my container on hand, real good and convenient, because I buy sugar in bulk. Because actually, my husband loves sugar. He's a sugar nut, so I'm doing 1 1/4, 1 1/4 cups of white sugar, and I'm just going to put it in there. I'm also going to add a tablespoon, I should say, of corn syrup. Now, it's not a lot, but it's just enough to give a little bit more of a silky texture. I'm also going to add a 1/4 cup of water. Okay, and that goes in there. And this is a very easy, very simple recipe. Basically, it's 6 ingredients. So initially what you're going to do is you're going to heat this up until it comes to a boil. And what you need to do is get out your trusty candy thermometer. It's really important that you do use a candy thermometer like this. Now, I picked this one up for like $10 at Real Canadian Superstore, which President's Choice brand, and it's fantastic. And the reason why you need a candy thermometer is you want to heat this up and boil it, gently boil it, until it reaches the hard crack stage. And that's very important. But I'm not going to put this in yet. I want to wait until everything's melted and bring you back for that. Waiting for everything to melt. It's on low right now. My temperature is on medium low. I want to bring this to a boil. I'm just mixing it up right now just to incorporate some of the butter with the sugar here and the cornstarch. So basically, like I said, what I'm going to be doing is I'm bringing this to a simmer, and I'm going to be boiling it for at least, you're going to have to do a gentle boil for at least 20 minutes, because it's not going to reach the hard crack stage until then. And you'll notice that it's starting to get to that hard crack stage is when your sauce, like that you've got this in the pot, will start changing color from the buttery yellow to a nice golden color. But in order to get the texture that you're looking for, it needs to go to the hard crack stage. Now, as you can see, it's bubbling nice here. You haven't touched it, have you? Don't touch it. Don't let it, don't stir it, don't do anything. Just leave it boiling like this on high-low. It's between my low and my medium setting. It's closer to medium, but you don't want it to be bubbling over. Just leave it alone, let it boil, let it bubble like this, and you're good to go. But don't touch it. Don't stir it, don't do anything. Okay, so it's boiling really good here now, and you can see where the temperature is. It's almost at 220 degrees Celsius, or 220 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 220, about 110, 120 Fahrenheit. So, like I said, you want to reach the hard crack stage here. So it's going to take a little bit, but it's like I said, don't walk away. Now, when you're cooking your syrup, your Almond Roca with your butter and your sugar and your water and your corn syrup, what they say is to use a heavy-bottomed pot. Like I have Lagostina pots and so forth, but for me, I found, you can choose to use a heavy-bottomed pot. But what I've found is using this particular nonstick pot has really helped because it doesn't stick to the pot. But, by all means, if you're not comfortable using something like this, like I am, please use the heavy bottom pot, like a stainless steel pot or whatever heavy bottom type of pots you have. So please use that instead of what I'm using. Well, the temperature is getting there. As you can see, it's gotten a little higher than the 220 degrees. It's almost at the soft ball stage. So it's like I said, it still has a way to go. It's been on the burner bubbling away here for about 10 minutes now. So we got another little bit to go yet. Now, as you can see, the color of the syrup has changed dramatically to a nice caramel brown. Now, I've surpassed the soft crack stage. Now, at this point, it's going to go fast. So, it'll reach the hard crack real quick. So, you wanna keep a close eye on this until it reaches, like I said, the 300 and some odd degrees mark for the hard crack, and that's when you're going to add your other ingredients. Okay, so I've reached the hard crack stage, and what I'm going to do is just give it a quick stir to mix in everything, and then I'm going to add my almonds and mix it in. Now, you can add more almonds. Here I've got maybe half a cup or 3/4 of a cup, but you should add a cup at least. And now I'm just going to pour it into the pan. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just scrape it all out. Put that in the sink here, and I'm going to spread it. You want to spread it to a nice thin layer. Like, not too thin, of course, but, and be careful, do not touch this, because you will burn yourself for sure. And you do have time to spread it. I mean, it starts to cool down immediately once you take it off the element. But you want to smooth it out as best as you can. Spread it out along the whole bottom and as evenly as possible. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take, while it's still warm, you're going to take your chips and sprinkle them on top. And you're going to be quite liberal with it. And it's like I said, I used about half a package of chipettes, and then it's going to sit for a few minutes. Okay. Let it sit for a couple of like for about 30 seconds or so, while the heat is going to start melting your chipettes. And then what you can do is you can start spreading it. Because the heat, it doesn't take long. The heat will start melting the chipettes, and then you spread it evenly. Like, you can start spreading it now, and just run your spatula over lightly, and then it'll start melting even more, and then it'll make it even more spreadable. So you want a nice even coat of chocolate on top. And you just spread it out until you've got it evenly coated. And this is a very easy recipe. You know, it's not a lot of work. And it's like I said, you have to be there to watch it. And you want to make your coat of chocolate as evenly as possible. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but... And then what you're going to do is just let it rest for about 10 minutes or so on your countertop, or on the stove top. Of course, away from the heated element. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pop it in the fridge for a couple of hours. Okay. It's been about an hour and a half, I'd say. So I'm taking this out now. And it's ready. Okay, so now that I've just pulled this out of the fridge, it's ready to go. It's nice and hard, you can see. I'm lifting it right up. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to lift it up, take it out of the pan, and start loosening it underneath. And see how with the foil it just comes right off? That's why I like using the foil. That comes nice and clean. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift it up and basically break it. And that's how it's served. Of course, make sure you do this with clean hands. And everybody and anybody can have a nice little piece at Christmas time, or for whenever you want to make it. You can make it for like a treat for showers, birthday parties, whatever, you know, entertaining. You just break them up into bite-sized pieces. You can use your a knife to chop them up, or whatever. But you know, there's just small pieces. Make them into nice size pieces like this, and you're good to go. See? And you can see the almond through this, throughout the candy. And what you can do is you can save them and put them in a container, like what I've got is a Tupperware container. And I just fill it up and put it in my freezer until it's ready to be served. So thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.